Hello friends, in this video we will now see after designing what all reports can be generated in RCDC FE related to design calculations and drawings. So to start with, we will first see the design reports that can be generated in RCDC FE. For detailed design calculation report, we can have a report for a group of elements like a group of drop panels, a group of column strip, or we can have for individual element also. This is also we can generate design calculation for all the load cases for again group of elements or for individual elements. So on the screen we see a file which is already designed. So we can have different views like 3D view, the reinforcement view, wherein currently I am seeing the top X reinforcement bars. When I just scroll over the reinforcement configuration, the same is highlighted in the drawing. As we see, T25 at 150 center to center is highlighted here in red. As we scroll down, we can see the reinforcement wherever it is provided. Also, we can see top Y. Then we can also see bottom X, bottom Y, or all reinforcement. So as we scroll down, we can see the reinforcement. Next, what we also have is the required. The required color configuration or the legend is provided over here. So the 3368 square, like an example if we take, it is provided over here in this region. So we can just relate the area of steel that is required for top X, and the legend can be matched over here. We can see it for all the reinforcement, like we can see for top Y, for bottom X, for bottom Y. We can see the color contour and relate the area where the AST required is provided. Next we can, in the same way, we can see the AST provided color contour. Here also if we scroll down, we can see the highlighted area where the AST provided is been done. Next we have the capacity. Here we see the top X capacity. So 288 is the capacity of this column strip, or we can simply relate the capacity where the color contour is been seen. So these are the different types of results that we can see graphically on the screen. Next, we have the design calculation reports. Now, when I go to reports, I can see the failure diagnostics report. So here, the type of failure will be provided with the columns, with the element type, the group, the load combination for which it has been failed, and the region or for what location has the element failed, and all the other detailed reasons are provided for the failure diagnostics. This is the design failure and this is the detailing failure. Next, we also have the design calculation. The design calculation can be generated for each element group wise and individual element wise. So if we take an example of group of drop panels and DG1, or we can also take a design calculation for us individual element like DP1. So when we say okay, the design calculation is generated and the detailed calculation is been given for a group of drop panels DG1 which includes all these drop panels, or an individual design calculation report can also be generated wherein the group in which it lies will be mentioned. Next we have design report for all load cases. Like we have for drop panel, again we have a group of a drop panel, or we can have an individual drop panel design of all load cases. So here we have the design data for all load combinations in a tabular format for each drop panel. Next we have summary. In the design summary, we can see the flexure design, punching shear design, the general data. For each element, it has been generated, all the checks and the design considerations that are been done. So next we have the BOQ report, wherein we can have BOQ in two manners or in two ways. One is the BOQ summary and another is BOQ diameter wise. Here the concrete grade that has been used will be mentioned and the rate can be an input to the program. Next we have this steel grade, the shuttering grade, and the plan area and the currency in which the BOQ is required. If you just say okay, the BOQ summary will be generated and the list of elements that are not considered while calculating the BOQ will be mentioned as these are the failed elements. Next, under reports, we have quick BOQ. Now, quick BOQ is a short BOQ with which will mention only the steel quantity for top X, bottom X, top Y, and bottom Y, both. So, quick BOQ will only give us the reinforcement quantity, whereas BOQ actual will give us the detailed BOQ. Next, we will see how we can edit the reinforcement that is provided by RCDC FE as per the user requirements. In terms, if I have to edit my reinforcement configuration that has been designed by FE, what I can do is I can go to design and I can edit my reinforcement as per mesh details, or I can edit my DP, or that is a drop panel grouping reinforcement, or the column strip grouping. Say if I select the column strip, I can see the reinforcement in two types. One is the AST that we can see on this table, and if I just click on AST, I can see the rebar that has been provided. So if I have to edit my AST and I just click the top X, the area here on the layout will be highlighted. Now if I have to edit it from say 10 at 250 to 12 at 300, then I can just do it by selecting either the diameter and the spacing will be revised, or I can just revise the spacing also. We can also provide bundled rebar for any element as per the given list that is feasible for the design. So in this way I can edit my mesh detail, or I can edit my DP grouping reinforcement, my column strip, middle strip, or I can edit my shear design. For this project, the shear design is not been designed or it is not applicable, so it gives us this message. Next in design we have tables for drop panel, column strip, middle strip. If we see a table for column strip, I can see the design in a tabular format. Next under design we can also see the failed elements as that is shown in the failure diagnostics report. Next under design we can also measure whatever distance is required, or whatever distance if we want to just measure. I can go to distance and I can just select the 2 points between which the distance is to be measured, so I can get the distance, the angle, or uh, in general the global x direction distance and the global y direction distance. So this is all how we can edit the reinforcement for a given flat slab with column strip, middle strip, drop panels if any. So that was all with the design calculation reports and editing of the reinforcement. Next we can move on to the view options that are available for the layout. So here in the view option we have different tabs. Now we have the show elements, select elements, show labels, and show reinforcement. Here we can, if I will just unselect all the elements for now. So now I cannot see anything. When I select my drop panels or column strip, I can see the column strips, the middle strip, the column and wall, the beam. So whatever is selected over here will be seen on the screen. So next under view, we have the labels that can be displayed on the screen for different elements. Like over here, I have just selected the drop panel, column strip and middle strip numbering. So I can see the numbering. If I just off the column strip numbering, I can now not see the column strip. Same if I just off it for middle strip, I cannot see the middle strip. Whatever is selected over here, the labels of the corresponding elements will be displayed on the screen. Next, we also have the show reinforcement option available under view. But just to activate this, I will have to move on from 3D view to reinforcement view. So when I have just moved on to reinforcement view, now I can just see the column strip reinforcement in yellow. Now if I select the drop panel reinforcement, I can see the drop panel reinforcement. The middle strip reinforcement, if I select, I can see the middle strip reinforcement and the column strip reinforcement. So whatever checkboxes are selected over here, the reinforcement of the corresponding elements will be seen on the screen. So that was all with the view options that are available in RCDC FE post designing for viewing the different elements, the labels, the reinforcement, and the elements itself. Now we move on to the drawings and detailing that is available in RCDC FE. What type of drawings can be generated in FE? That are the different types of drawings for top reinforcement, bottom reinforcement, the text schedule, the cutout detailing drawing, the section drawings. How many ever number of sections that are required can be generated in FE and can be saved in the DXF format. So here under reports, when we go to drawings, we can have the layout with the GA plan, then the plan detail with top reinforcement, bottom reinforcement, text schedule, cutout detailing, section drawings, which we have already mentioned. So we can see one typical type of top reinforcement drawing, and I'll just select the drawing type or the plan detail. I can have the drawing options. I can see to drawing, or I can save the file and then see the drawing. I can have the drawing generated in or I can have it in inch. I have an option to just select the section scale and the cutout scale. Here I have not selected the section drawings, that is why it is deactivated. Now as I have selected the section drawing to be generated, the scale option is activated. Similarly for cutout, if I select, I can select the cutout scale also. So first we will see the top reinforcement layout. I have also an option to show the bars at same level, that is all the reinforcement will be shown at the same levels. If I don't select, then whatever actual layers are been created or generated will be seen in the drawing. So here on the screen I have the drawing generated. The first one is the typical detail for flat slab, that is the GA layout for flat slab with all the labeling of the elements, column strip, middle strip, the beams, the cutouts, the column strip, the column numbers, everything is been numbered, the dimensions with the grid lines are been shown over here. Next, we had selected the top reinforcement layout to be generated. So here the layout has been generated with the legend of the reinforcement provided. So my A number of mark, which is marked over here, if we take an example, it is 10 at 115. So the drawing for the top reinforcement along with legends is generated. The scale has been mentioned over here, and the middle strip failed elements are also been mentioned over here. So in this way my drawing in the layout format can be generated. Similarly, drawings for bottom X can be generated, or the bottom reinforcement can be generated, the text schedule can be generated, the cutout detailing drawing can be generated. Let us generate one of the section drawings in the scale of 1:50, say. So my section drawing has been generated. Let me see the section marks in the layout drawing. So this is my section mark AA, which is through column strip and the drop panel and the column itself. So here I can see section AA with the column strip, the drop panel and the column also. Now, instead of generating the section drawings from here, what I can also do is when I go to the design window and just double click on section 1 I can see the drawing that is generated. Here I can also see the reinforcement, as when I go to manage sections, I have selected the show reinforcement option or show reinforcement checkbox also. So I can see my section drawing with the reinforcement details also. I can save my drawing from here also. So how much ever sections are required can be generated. I have a small spot section. So when I double click on it, the section will be generated along with the reinforcement drawing. Here I also have my schedule along with the top and bottom mark legend. So in this way all these types of drawings can be generated and saved in the DXF format. So that is all with the post designing reports generation, drawing generations, the views that are available that can be done by the user. Thank you.